Welcome to Just Desserts 2021. As you can see, this year we have 3 hosts. We figured everything else in our lives has gone wrong, so why not add another thing to confuse people? To start us off, I will happily introduce our first host of the evening, Carolyn Langer. Carolyn somehow found a way to be the first person to ever host Just Desserts that legit is not in the park school. Guys, she's literally a PT major. Yeah, we don't know either. She's director of hip-hop, rap, and R&B for WICB, who goes by DJ Nameless. And I can promise you that not a single ICTV person, including Sevrin and I, until a minute ago, knew who she was. Whether that's because of Carolyn or the fact that us ICTV people don't really recognize that there's 2 radio stations in our school is for you to decide. Carolyn and I actually did meet once when she tried out for soccer, but that was short-lived because she got cut. Sucks. You could have sat on the bench with me. Anyway, I live with a PT major and a radio host. So basically, I live with Carolyn.
Aside from Emma witnessing my subpar skills on the soccer field, the only other time I heard about her was when I thought she pulled the fire extinguisher freshman year in the tower staircase. I'll just go ahead and introduce our next host then. Happy Sevrin Day! Sevrin's unemployed, living in Camp Pratt's shadow, and not on any ICTV shows. Well, he actually was on Newswatch Sports, which is basically known as the show that just takes seniors who are desperate to get more footage on their reels. So maybe you know him from there. He was also the director of sports radio for a hot sec. But then he went to LA where he thought he'd find his hopes and dreams in the City of Angels. But then a pandemic happened. Life just isn't a fan of Sevrin. Maybe Fox Radio will remember you for those 2 weeks that you were there, right?
Yeah, well, okay, just so you know, we gave it to News for Just Desserts last year, and it sucked so bad that they needed to call in another sports bro. So here I am. Anyway, when Emma first asked me to host with her, I was flattered, but I also couldn't really help but wonder if this was going to be the latest project that she starts and then bails on. If you don't know much about Emma, well then just wait. She'll be sure to tell you, because Emma's favorite subject to talk about is Emma. She also finds a way to do it as a producer of Hold That Thought and host of Sports Final, even though I think she just does those things so that she can brag. Emma was Freshman of the Year and prized pupil of Jenna Malmut. Now look at her, just another ICTV has-been like me. She's up here cracking jokes and watching other people win the awards. How the mighty have fallen. Emma is a unique person. She hosts shows, represents brands, produces, and even has a job now. She posts everything she does to social media to prove she's better than you. She even has her own Instagram dedicated to the food she eats. Actually, that's not very unique at all.
All right, fine. I'll admit it. I really like myself. But it wouldn't be Just Desserts if we didn't completely rip apart those we love. And maybe don't love. That's for us to know and you to find out. Starting us off, Connor Quinn. Truly the most technically gifted person I know. Please shave your mustache. It freaks everyone out. Also, I don't know if he's ever laughing for real. Like he laughs and then it just stops. Gabby Lacona, I've produced with you for 3 years and I still don't know if you like me. Truly, please be my friend. And there's no Gabby Lacona without Caitlin Maniscalco, who after hosting sports shows for 3 full years called the Sabres the Sabres, and didn't realize she was wrong. And don't get me started on...
Whoa. Hold on there, Tiger. It's funny how ICTV folks think they're the only ones in Park's basement. Shout out radio people. Like the new station managers, Connor and Cam. I fear for WICB's future with Connor's love for Ariana Grande. But I hope Cam starts to put an end to VIC's love for Weezer. That was something Dan Flip-Floppin' Rogers wasn't able to do, and that's the reason he graduated early. What a legend. Nick Macaluso and I used to DJ Sonic Planet together, but he would do his homework. No wonder the Funk Show was so much better when he co-hosted with Kenny. See you next Friday, Nick. Also, shout out to the current local music director. And just an FYI, and hold your pants, because I'm getting personal. Teddy's real name is Lawrence.
Okay, I hope no one in attendance has ever hit a deer, but if you ever want to know what a deer in the headlights looks like, just picture Mark Scaglione when he messes up on Newswatch. Chill out, dude. Only our grandmas are watching.
And how could you forget about ICTV sports manager Annie Bruner? Depending on what mood she's in, you truly don't know if you're her friend or not. Secret. Give her a margarita. Automatic in. You're welcome. Then there's Sam Shapiro. Sam is the first person I've seen that sweats so much it literally drips from his hands. I once high-fived him in the middle of the show, and it was like I put my hand in a pool. Now let's look at ICTV Entertainment. Gavin Berger. We get it. You want to host, in other words. You want to host an ICTV show so badly you literally film yourself every day saying, "Welcome to Ithaca." Doesn't that annoy you? You can be honest.
Here's real talk honesty. Vedant built his first snow person this year. That's not even a roast. I just think that's kind of sweet. It's also sweet to make such great friends in radio, like Lexi and Phoebe. They were my neighbors on Hudson and had a rotting pumpkin in their yard for weeks. Bridget Bright, we never made that mural. And on that sad note, Andy Tell, the saddest lad I've ever seen. You know when people say it must be in the water? Well then, explain DJ Energize. This just in. Overseen, unoverheard, Chris Messiarelli listening to yacht rock in his grandpa's Mercury.
If Dylan Canner is out there, hello. For any freshmen who've ever talked to Dylan, no, he's not stoned. That's just him. Brennan Miller is a senior. Somehow he got his own show without anyone ever telling him you're not supposed to put your hand in front of your face when the camera's on.
Hey, did you guys know Matt Clement was a senior? Me neither. The kid looks like he's 5 years old, and his grandma asks him, "Did you grow since the last time I saw you?" every time he steps through the door. Also, I thought he was here for Itha Kids. Turns out, he was my producer. Also, guys, there's a star in the audience. I know. Eva Curie. Did you know freshman year she won the Coca-Cola contest? She was so cool for like 5 minutes. I wonder what she's up to now. Hey, Eva. Welcome to This Joke with Madison Moore. I can't even roast her because one day I'm going to be watching her on TV with my kids, and I'm going to be like, "Hey, I went to college with her." So that's that. Fun fact you guys might not know about me, I think I'm funny. You know who else thinks he's funny? Bailey Wilkinson. You know who knows Bailey thinks he's funny? Everyone. I love you, Bailey.
And I love radio. I hate bad jokes. Jeremy Menard. But he's not the only one. Sebastian de la Paz is part of Res Life, but he's about to bring Res Death to us with his morbidly cringe-worthy puns. And we can't forget our dungeon master, our webmaster, Haley Schwartz. I'm kind of floundering here. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Chloe comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Macaroni shells, pasta's where it's gonna be. Shout out DJ Da Pasta. Please come on time next week. Speaking of ladies, why'd the ladies get taken off of Beatles? Eleanor and Kristen did it best. Now that I've put my opinion to rest, here's something fun. When I'm in the studio and have a full bladder, but need to go on air, I just urinate right then and there. I call that taking a DJ Wizzy. The DJ chairs have those gaps for a reason. Makes sense. Great drainage.
Grace Dury and Ariana Brecca, where are you? Are you okay? We miss you.
I had some really good roasts for Lee Folger and Luke Bagoni. But they're coming back next year because their last season of D3 soccer was calling their name. Good for you guys. I also had a few roasts for some underclassmen, but to be fair, I've probably said it to your face, so I didn't feel I needed to add it.
I don't really have any more notes to close out, but just make sure you check out your Wednesday matinee. It comes out next Wednesday. You can listen to it on your favorite podcast platform of choice. That's all.
Tess Kneebone, we hung out once in LA. I guess you were too cool for us because we never talked again. And you are cooler than me because your name is Kneebone. And as Carolyn let us know, because reminder, she's a PT major, the knee bone is called the patella. And for another funny name that no one knows how to pronounce, Tanner Wengen. Wherever he is, I know he's sleep-deprived and enjoying plenty of avocado toast.
Now it's time to toss it on over to our ICTV station manager, Stephen Blenner. Yeah, he's the guy that always shows up in the Studio B when you don't know how to use the light board. Yeah, him. I don't think anyone really knew who Stephen was before he was named station manager, and then ICTV posted his picture, and everyone was like, "Oh, the weird kid that's always in the green room." I think I'm one of Stephen's only friends our age, though. His other best friends are Paul, DeAndre, and, of course, Jeremy Menard. Do you think they party together on the weekends?
Definitely. They all greet each other with the Jeremy Menard handshake and make dad jokes.
Well, now I'm uncomfortable. Anyway, honestly, Stephen is probably the most talented person in our ICTV graduating class. And yet, I got a job before him. So if you are ever wondering if the world is fair, it's not. There's your proof. Ew, Steven! And to the unemployed man himself, Stephen Bunner, take it away.
Ew, Emma! Well, at least it won't be in Missouri City, Kansas, or Kansas City, Missouri. The South confuses me. Anyway, now's the part of the show where I tell you all the results of the popularity contest that I'm sure you have all been waiting for. First, let's start with news, who has put in great effort this semester to keep people informed while also being remote. The winner for Best News Show is Newswatch. Next, let's move on to entertainment. Who is the most entertaining out of the lot this year? It was a close race, although, in other words, came out on top for this category. Best Sports Show is always a tough one to choose. I thought it would be fun to have a sports competition to settle it, but I'm sure the producers of this show would have won regardless. Congratulations to Hold That Thought. The scripted department has been on a steady incline this year, with many promising shows wrapping production, premiering their shows, and just getting off the ground in the writer's room. This year's best scripted show is A Piece of Art. Even with the pandemic tearing us apart physically, one new show was not only able to succeed, but also thrive in the remote environment, and only improved when they brought it into the studio. For Best New Show, the award goes to Bombers Live Esports. Now, over to Steven at the Vert to read the rest of the awards. Thanks, Steven. Studio directing takes a lot of skill. You're at the helm of the control room, and for a studio show, there's no one else you'd rather want in the director's chair. Congrats to Rachel Paskowitz for winning Excellence in Studio Directing. While directing in studios is hectic, it's a whole nother beast to be able to successfully direct in a scripted environment, as there are many variables to control for. Excellence in scripted directing goes to Lucas Kavanaugh. Editing is hard, trust me on this one, but when you need a package cut or a SOP made, you can look no further than Katie Wilkins to get that ready for the show. Congrats on Excellence in Video Editing. As anyone who has ever read over my essay for a class would know, I suck at writing, but these people don't. For Excellence in Writing, the award goes to In Other Words. Over the past 2 semesters, we've had such great on-air talent that we had to award 3 of you for outstanding on-air talent. Congrats to Alicia Duncan, Bailey Wilkinson, and the extremely talented Emma Fruhling. This next award goes to an outstanding journalist who has spent countless hours making sure that all the news shows have been succeeding in everything that they want to do. From live hits to proofreading scripts and messing up the prompter. The winner is Erica Liberati. The award for Outstanding Producer is going to someone who is so passionate about their show and has worked every day since they started to try and make sure that their show is a success. Congrats to Kyle Friedman. First Year Member of the Year is usually an award that goes to a first year who has just worked directly on a show. However, this person also joined exec staff. Congrats to Jacqueline Chin. Last, but certainly not least, we have the Technical Achievement Award. Without this person being around, there are so many things that would fall apart. He runs Checkout Center, makes sure tech is going right on shows, and gets on my last nerve. The award for Technical Achievement goes to Stephen Heckler. Before I go, I just wanted to say thank you all for an amazing year. It has been hard for all of us, but I have been proud to serve as your station manager. And I know that Rachel will do an amazing job in the future.
Hey y'all, you'll be hearing from me again later, but there is one more ICTV award to announce. Presented to someone who always seems to be hanging around the studios, Master Control, the Green Room, Newsroom, and Checkout Center, waiting to jump in and assist a show. I'm pleased to present the award of Outstanding Commitment to Stephen Blenner. Congrats, Steve. And now back to you.
Now with that sappy stuff out of the way, back to Carolyn, who's my favorite of the 3 hosts. Can't wait to see Sevrin and Emma fight over who's number 2.
As the noobs duke that out, let's throw it over to the WICB station manager, Sam Ives. His email is sives@ithaca.edu. Now, if that doesn't flow off the tongue, his bits might transition awkward silences more awkwardly. But hey, catching that man on his stallion of a bike, Randy, proves that not all kings sit on thrones. To accompany his kingliness was his bucket handle mustache. What do you think he was going for with that ferret?
Ben Stiller from Dodgeball.
Nah, more like Sam Elliott from The Big Lebowski.
My vote was Borat. But speaking of votes, and the man who claims to put out fires as station manager, but is yet so easily roastable. Take it away, Sives.
Thank you, Carolyn. See, I was hoping to look like a blonde George Harrison, but turns out I just ended up looking like David Crosby. Anyway, I'm proud to be able to present WICB's awards, only wishing that I had more to give. I will start by recognizing WICB's Best DJ for the 2020-2021 year. There was a tie this time between two DJs that have grown greatly in the expression of their talent. Charisma and candor are qualities found in the best on-air personalities. Both DJs have cultivated these in spades. The award for Best DJ award goes to Lou Barron and Jaden Becker. The Best Specialty Show award highlights a specialty programming music show, different from WICB's standard modern rock format, and the DJs who host it. This past semester gave us some of the best specialty content that I've heard in all my years on the station for innovation, featuring great and memorable bits like musical March Madness discussed on the Best of Broadway, or spooky themes integrated into the punk show. Tonight, though, I'm here to give this award to the show that is quite conflicted over liking a certain John. The Best Specialty Show award goes to Breakfast with the Beatles, hosted by Ben Mackerel and me. The Best Podcast Award goes to a recorded series that displays quality in content and in hosting. This is the first year we've had this award, and it's great that the competition was truly stiff. I'm thankful to the executive staff members who helped to develop the idea for the winning cast at the start of the fall semester, and for the person who dedicated their time and enthusiasm towards continuing the cast through the fall. This year's Best Podcast Award goes to A-Side, B-Side, hosted by Laura Cook and me. I'd like to highlight a new staff member next. This person, while only being a part of WICB for a short time, has already involved themselves greatly with the station. Specifically, they've demonstrated excellence on air while DJing, giving smooth talk sets and growing their personality. It's my pleasure to give the Best New DJ Award to Dan Passante. Now the time has come to recognize two individuals who have given a tremendous amount of time and effort to the station. The first Outstanding Service Award goes to someone who really stepped it up this last year. In addition to DJing and consistent contribution to the news department, they filled an executive staff role that saw its duties and oversight perhaps double in the past few months. It is my pleasure to give the first Outstanding Service Award to Vedant Akari. The next Outstanding Service Award goes to a person that has poured their expertise into WICB for years now. Through their tenure on the executive staff, they have streamlined, standardized, and enhanced every aspect of the social media department, an oft overlooked yet vital area of WICB structure. The second Outstanding Service Award goes to the very deserving Whitney Rosenfeld. With that, the WICB specific awards are now complete. Sevrin, take it back from me.
Now for someone who's frankly just too nice. I don't trust someone as nice as Lily Durworth. It makes me legitimately mad how nice she is. Lily, you need to go through some stuff. Nothing crazy, but I want to see you untangle wired headphones after 3 hours in traffic where you also spilled your coffee. Just don't know if you'll be as nice then. Anyway, for the nicest announcement ever, here's Lily.
Hello. Well, thank you, Sevrin, for that kind introduction. I have gone through some tough times in college, so I'm not sure how the coffee and the headphones tangled would really change me, but it's worth a try. It's now time for the Best of What's Next, your FM alternative VIC Radio Just Desserts Awards. VIC Radio's Best DJ Award is going to a person who has flourished the podcast department, has produced very important content for specialty show promos, for instance, as well as PSAs and any production needs. This person is very kind-hearted and has an outstanding DJ presence. The award for Best DJ goes to DJ Andy Told, Andrew Tell. I have loved all of the VIC specialty shows this year. We had specialty show podcasts and social media takeovers when we were having a remote semester in the fall, and in the spring we had many returning and new specialty shows of all different genres and audiences. One show that really made an impact by allowing for emotional release of sadness and providing hope for a better tomorrow, which is exactly what is needed during this stressful time, was the award for Best Specialty Show. And the Best Specialty Show goes to Real Sad Lad Hours, hosted by Andrew Tell. We had 10 and counting podcasts this past year of all differing genres, and the one that was awarded Best VIC Podcast goes to a podcast that informs listeners of important modern politics in a digestible way. The award for Best VIC Podcast goes to Policy Unplugged, hosted by Alyssa Spady. Now, there have been many talented souls who have gotten to express their voice on VIC Radio this past year, or they have joined VIC Radio. And I'm so happy for everyone who has joined and who has expressed their voices. And I'm also very happy to announce the award of Best New DJ. This award goes to Talia Joubert. Thank you and congratulations. Lastly, the award for outstanding service goes to a DJ who's given their all to the station. They've been there and encouraging DJs to join and to be included in VIC. They have recruited members and trained them. They have stayed up for 50 hours and worked hard to cultivate a VIC family. The award for outstanding service goes to Chloe Levy. The other outstanding service award was awarded to me, so I wanted to thank you all so much for it. Thank you for the love, for the memories, and for the talent that you have shared with me. Now, this concludes VIC's specific awards. We will now begin our journey to recognize the IC Radio News and Sports departments.
For the combined IC Radio Awards, we will begin with Outstanding Sportscaster. This caster shared well-written sports news with divine levels of enthusiasm and professionalism. If you weren't able to tune into a radio, the site, or the app, you could hear their sports news loud and clear weekly over their Instagram Live. For passion in this field, we'd like to give the Outstanding Sportscaster Award to Clay Davis.
Hooray! We had many wonderful sports talk shows on both VIC and WICB these past 2 semesters. It was so nice to see how driven and passionate members were. This award was given to a sports talk show whose hosts are both passionate and dedicated to sports broadcasting. The award for Best Sports Talk Show goes to VIC's The MVP Show, hosted by Brendan Miller, John Vicari, and Dan Pasante. Congratulations. Yay! Woo!
Next, we move to congratulate a person who has successfully and consistently contributed to the sports department's growth and coverage of IC athletics. Through a year that almost completely lacked live games, they still pushed the limits of all those involved with the Bomber Radio Network.
We're so grateful to this person for their contributions to both stations. The award of Outstanding Contributor to Sports Broadcast goes to IC Radio Sports Director, John Vicari. Yay! Congratulations, John. Woo! The Outstanding Newscaster Award goes to someone who has created beautiful and objective newscasts throughout their time in IC Radio. For their successful and consistent contribution to IC Radio Newscast, this award goes to Bridget Bright. Congrats! Yay, Bridget!
Ithaca Now is WICB's weekly news show focusing on presenting important stories for the local community. The pandemic has proven time and time again that accurate, trusted reporting is vital, making a specialized show like Ithaca Now all the more important. The award for Outstanding Contributor to Ithaca Now recognizes an individual who has successfully and consistently contributed to the news department's growth and coverage of Ithaca news, and this year, that individual is Jay Bradley.
Yay! Go Jay! Congrats. It was so good to hear people's consistent contributions to newscasts and sportscasts with this remote and hybrid semesters. Thank you for everyone's passion and effort in keeping IC Radio News and Sports strong. Thank you.
It's been great to see so many people step up and contribute to all departments these past 12 months. While there are some truly talented and hardworking individuals graduating in a few weeks, I'm confident that the rest of you will have no problem continuing to step up. The future of IC Radio is very bright indeed. I thank you all for everything that you've done.
Thank you. Much love to you all.
I can't believe our class is graduating in a panorama. None of us have ever seen the freshmen's noses.
It's been 4 years, something like 48 months, about 208 weeks, 1,460.
All right, relax. We're in park. Everyone knows we can't do math. Well, actually, Carolyn, you don't have that excuse. But there is one thing we all have in common. We're scared.
And with that, here's senior videos.
Senior video. Action.
I participated in arguably too many shows throughout my time at ICTV.
I participated in, I believe, 5 shows.
Sports Final, So You Think You Know Sports.
Pop Access.
Good Day Ithaca.
Newswatch.
Blinded, Exposed, Unfunded.
ICTV Reports.
Fake Out.
Fake Out.
Game Over.
Game Over.
The Week That Was.
The Week That Was.
Loose Leaf.
After Hours.
The Gridiron Report. Big Red Face Off.
Sketch Me If You Can.
In other words.
And in other words.
My ICTV experience has kind of brought me out of my shell. In high school, I was so shy and quiet, and coming onto ICTV and coming to the Park School and Ithaca College as a whole, I kind of discovered who I was.
Well, ICT definitely taught me about the individual positions.
Being immersed in everything, like even with courses, but with ICTV specifically, just actually taking everything that I've learned from courses and other outside experiences and just putting it in action and just getting the chance to work together.
ICTV gave me the experience to just like try out all the different positions in a TV studio and see really what goes into making a TV production.
Definitely how much every single person on the crew matters, I think. Like, I remember starting freshman year and having no idea what I was getting into, and the producers who were seniors and I had no idea what was going on, and they were still really, looking to me for, problem solving and different ideas that could be bounced around.
It taught me a lot, and I think being a producer has really been the most notable, and it taught me leadership through that.
ICTV has taught me how to be a leader and how to be a team player.
ICTV has taught me a lot of very basic things, like obviously communication skills, how to work as a team. It taught me leadership.
Well, I can tell you from a year of being remote, I terribly miss being in the studios.
Something really special about walking into the newsroom and seeing these people that you've been working with for a few years and just feeling like, these are your friends. We would hang out outside of, actually working on these shows and stuff like that. So I'm really gonna miss like that community aspect.
I'm gonna miss the on-set energy the most. Whenever you're on a scripted show set, it's always like organized chaos. Everyone's running around to finish the ambitious shot list, racing time in the sunlight. It's just a lot of fun to try to get everything done in one day.
I'm gonna miss how willing everyone else is to help out and stuff like that. When we did recruitment night, a lot of people were popping into our Zoom meeting and oh, we want to help with your show and everything like that, and it looked interesting, and I was like, great, there's a lot of enthusiasm here.
Honestly, it's not a thing this year, but honestly I miss all the sponsors that ICTV has. I'm going to miss Pat's Pizza. I'm going to miss Domino's, most importantly. I miss having a slice of pepperoni pizza every single Monday night.
My best friends are from ICTV. The fact that I would come in and be in park until all hours of the morning, but there was always a smiling face either in the hallway or in the green room. And
ICTV has been my life for 3 years almost, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
Be accountable. That's something that your producers and other people working with you on ICTV will always appreciate. Stay patient. You know, it's not all progress isn't linear. You're not always going to be super satisfied with your results, but just stay patient, stay the course.
Don't be like me and be so scared freshman year that you didn't go and then wait to go sophomore year.
If you told me that 3 years ago, I would not have understood. But now I just know the connections that ICTV has and the friendships that I've built and the things that I've learned. It's just, you know, it's just an amazing experience. So I just say buckle up because it's gonna be a great ride.
Being a woman in the sports department is not an easy thing to do. You constantly feel like you have to prove yourself that you know sports and you know what you're talking about. But being one of the few who has actually been able to run the sports department is, in my opinion, a huge accomplishment of mine.
So what I would say to my freshman self, joining ICTV, looking back on it today, I would say, you know, this is really the reason you're at Ithaca College.
If there's something I could tell my freshman year self joining ICTV is just to relax and just have fun and go for it.
One, I guess, like, speak up, but also correct your outfit game because whatever you were wearing was just god awful.
I guess the biggest thing would be, you know, enjoy the ride. Everybody says it's over quickly, and unfortunately that's true.
My ICTV experience is one of the pinnacles of my time at Ithaca.
My ICTV experience is priceless. I mean, I probably value my time on ICTV a lot more than most of the experiences I've had in some of my classes.
Decadent.
Opportunity.
It would be opportunity.
Eccentric.
I've said it before, but it's definitely community.
An amazing experience. Awesome, fun, I love it.
You go with passionate.
Obviously family, but then I also think trust.
I'm not gonna say family.
Family?
I feel like everyone's going to say family.
If I say family.
If there was one word to describe ICTV, I would say the very, very cynical and very, very used one of family. And it's the family you get to choose, honestly. And I wouldn't trade it for the world.
To the Ithaca College and ICTV graduating class of 2021, I have two things that I want to say to you this evening. First off, congratulations! Congratulations on all that you achieved during your 4 years on South Hill and all that you achieved the last 4 years here in the first floor and in the ICTV studios in the Park School. Congratulations. I also want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you've done for this station to keep the tradition and legacy alive. Thank you for your hard work, time, dedication, commitment, energy, enthusiasm, ideas, friendship. I could go on for days and days. Thank you and congratulations. You know, the last 4 years have certainly had some challenges, most recently with the global pandemic. But you didn't let it stop you. No, we kept production going even during this past fall remote semester and here into the spring. Adapting, being resilient, the show must go on attitude. For that, I say thank you. And you know, the class of 2021 will always have a special spot in my heart. You know why? Because it's kind of like I'm a part of your class. I started my role as the manager of television and radio operations in August of 2017. Just a couple of weeks later, as first-year students, you all arrived here on campus. It was kind of like I was a first year when you were a first year, then a sophomore, junior, and here we are, I guess, in my senior year at Ithaca College. Thank you for helping me, lending an ear, working with me, and again, energy, enthusiasm, resiliency, on and on, all that you've done for this station and for Ithaca College and the Park School. Best of luck in your future endeavors. I know you all do great, and I hope that you carry fond memories with you from ICTV as you go to your next chapter and you come back and visit often. I'll be here. I hope to see you soon.
Hi, I'm Liv DePasca.
Hi, I'm Lexi Thomas.
Hi everyone, I'm Celine.
Hi, I'm Bridget.
Hey, I'm Eleanor Zalway.
I'm Sam Ives.
Hello, my name is Elite Dearworth.
My name is Phoebe Harms.
Hi, I'm Paul Andrews.
Hi, I'm Whitney Rosenfeld.
Hi, I'm Sydney.
Hey, I'm Dan Rogers.
Hi, I'm Haley.
Hi, I'm Teddy Byrne.
Hi, my name's Carolyn Langer.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Charlie.
I have a lot of good radio memories. I feel like the best ones are really the subtle moments of just like hanging out and exec staff in this room with friends. And sometimes like the pressure of producing an Ithaca Now episode, like right before the last minute, getting a story in. Like some of those memories are my favorite.
I was hosting Best of Broadway over fall break one time, and this woman just called in at the end of the show to say that she really liked all the songs I played. I made me really happy. My favorite part about being on Breakfast with the Beatles was coming up with theme shows with my co-DJs. I hope that Breakfast with the Beatles DJs in the future continue coming up with fun new themes that our listeners can interact with, such as Psychedelic Sundays and the Alphabet Game.
Probably the nights when I had the 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. shift and the midnight to 2 a.m. shift my sophomore year, and just walking on a quiet campus, just me and the deer, and then my friends coming to sit with me in the middle of the night.
I think there are a few times where I've just received some interesting phone calls that have just, during my jazz shifts specifically, where I've been able to kind of immerse myself in the community through that phone call, even though it's a weird way of kind of putting myself there. I was able to connect with listeners over our shared passion for jazz music, and I think that was really, really something that I'm proud of over the course of time. I must say there is nothing as exhilarating as going into the studio in the morning for morning drive when you've only had 2 to 3 hours of sleep. There's really nothing that's going to make you feel more alive, and I am going to miss that. One of my favorite memories was coordinating the 50-hour marathon that benefited the Suicide Prevention and Crisis Service. It was one of the most meaningful experiences in my college experience.
I first started recording for Freestyle Fridays, where I worked with a local artist, Mrs. 607, and an Ithaca College freshman at the time, DJ Melly Mel. And she came with this crazy beat, home produced, and 607 came with the, freestyle. And the first time we recorded it, we pressed play, whatever, went through, and the first take was epic. And when we turned the mic off, we all just started screaming like, "Whoa! This is amazing! Oh my God, this is gonna be the best podcast ever!"
Probably my favorite memory is coming in at 5 in the morning to do the morning drive and hang out with my buddies Alex and Kristen and Sam.
Office hours in the exec staff room, I would always go in and bother whoever was in the studio, usually the jazz DJs, sometimes Dan Rogers.
There are so many, I feel like, but a bunch of them have to be from doing the Shakedown with Dan Rogers, my dear friend, and doing Countdown to the Weekend with Phoebe. Doing co-hosted shows was definitely the highlight of my time on the station.
All of the bits that we did during the meetings, we probably shouldn't have been doing bits. Those were some good laughs.
I just love hanging out in the exec staff office, talking, shooting the breeze, doing bits.
The best part is the bits that happen.
It's probably all of the long time shows that I got to host. Tuesday mornings with the Hobo's Lullaby for all my time at IC, and the Shakedown on Wednesday nights. Building a rapport with the listeners, really getting to know the music. That was a serious highlight of my college career and my radio career.
I gotta say my favorite memory was freshman year. Second semester was my first semester ever DJing, and I picked up a shift during finals week right before the switch to summer staff, and the station wasn't completely switched, the format wasn't completely switched over yet, and Jeremy came in and I pulled him in and he said, we're just going to have to take the station off air, reset the whole thing, and you're just going to talk and talk and talk and keep talking, no bed music, just keep going until I come back in and tell you it's okay to stop.
Being able to host the 34th annual 50-hour marathon, there was a long time where I didn't think that was going to be possible. I've been remote all semester since we went online back last year, and I really thought that that was going to mean probably no 50-hour for me. But thankfully, for Ileana and Jeremy, we were able to get me on campus to be able to do the 50-hour marathon, which really was one of my best experiences in all of college and definitely my favorite from radio.
I will really miss going into the studio at night, like when the park is closed, and being able to start a shift and really jam out in the studio and be able to share the late night vibes with the community.
Music is something that makes people really happy, so being able to provide them with that during my shifts, that always made me really happy, definitely.
Just learning new stuff, hearing new music about, learn new stuff about musicians, hearing new music every week.
I will miss learning about new music each week and making connections with people through music.
Whenever you're listening to music just on your own, you tend to fall back into the habits of listening to the stuff you've always listened to, what you really like. What I always loved to do with my specialty shifts especially was to challenge myself to learn about new genres and hear new artists, and I'm gonna miss that, and I hope I can challenge myself to keep doing that even outside of a radio setting.
I actually am going to miss my parents listening in every week to all my shifts and texting me saying that they're listening to me or responding to some things I'm saying, whether it be the weather, talking about the weather, or a talk set, personality break I'm doing.
I've gotten to co-host with like 3 of my closest friends in the past. I've done morning drive twice and countdown twice, so that's like a dynamic I will miss so much, is getting to co-host with my friends.
Radio is definitely one of the things I've missed the most about Ithaca College, especially the co-DJs I worked with. There was Matt and Katie my freshman year, who showed me the ropes. There was Ben my sophomore year, who really got me to think outside the box. And there was Kristen and Carolyn my junior year, who I had so much fun laughing and being creative with.
The people. Easy. It's the people I work with, seeing the newscasters and sportscasters that I've worked with in the past, training the new DJs, it's just the people.
I think I'll miss the environment the most, and of course the people, because it's always very exciting and fun, and you don't know what's gonna happen when you're sitting in this room.
I'm gonna miss the people. There's good people in IC Radio, a whole lot of them.
I know one thing I'm really going to miss from WICB is just the community and seeing, everybody's face around the studio and an exec staff.
The days of Ithaca Now, whenever it's Sunday, there's a bit of chaos to get everything ready and a lot of back and forth between reporters and editors, and that has been a wonderful experience, and I'm so going to miss it along with all the people that I got to work with.
I think something that I'll miss is having those relationships, those bonds, that communication that has been so readily available and easy to have. Might kind of fade away, and then I'll have to start all over, which is cool. Change is fine. It's just nice when you get comfortable.
I think I'll miss just all of the people and being able to just chill and play music. There's not really going to be another opportunity like WICB in the future. I feel like college radio is a very special thing, specific to college, obviously, so I miss that a lot.
Closing remarks, I don't know, let's go Knicks, let's go Bombers, let's go Giants.
Final closing, I want to shout out all of my dearest, bestest friends that I've made.
Had a blast at WICB and IC Radio. Best extracurricular at IC, hands down.
I want to thank everyone that I've gotten to know along the way. I've learned so much from doing radio. between the news department and just like in a leadership role, but also just making friends with a bunch of different really awesome people. And so I'm really thankful for all of the memories I have with everyone I've met throughout radio.
I have to say that being part of IC's radio is easily one of the things that I'm most proud of in my college career, and I will continue to brag about it after graduation, so keep up the good work and have a good summer.
I'm just gonna miss radio in general. I mean, this has been one of my main constants over the past 4 years, and it's really bittersweet to be leaving, but I know that I will still have a home here.
I'm really glad I got to do radio, and specifically VIC radio, because of the freedom that I had and the ability to express myself in a new way. And I will always remember my time at VIC.
I'm gonna miss it.
I just want to say thank you for letting me be a part of it.
Although I am graduating, I will be coming back, so I'm looking forward to what that will look like.
I wanted to thank Jeremy and everyone at 92 WICB for allowing me to share my love of the Beatles with Tompkins County and beyond. I hope that we can all come together in person at graduation and at future reunions.
Thank you to Jeremy, because he's been just the best for the past 4 years. He's so like welcoming and awesome and kind and helpful, and like I can't imagine anyone else doing what Jeremy does.
You know, what's really funny is while the class of 2021 is graduating, seniors who've been on the station for 3-4 years, I'm kind of like a part of this class. I started in my role in August of 2017, just a few weeks before you all started here on campus. So I've also been going through WICB and VIC radio for the last 4 years. So I'm kind of like a part of your class. So there's always going to be something very, very special about the class of 2021, because in a way it's kind of like I'm part of your class. So again, I'm gonna miss seeing you and being able to say hello and goodbye and see how you're doing each and every day.
I'd just like to say that I'm proud, exceedingly proud. Thank you for everyone who did everything.
Just thank you all for experiencing radio with me. I will miss you all.
To the graduating class of 2021, WICB and VIC radio seniors, I have two things to say. First, congratulations, you did it. This is a memory and a moment you'll remember for the rest of your lives. Congratulations on completing your degree, and thank you. Thank you for all that you did for IC Radio, the endless nights, the long hours, doing promotional events outside in bad weather, doing the overnight shifts, just all of that went into the experience. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I hope you all come back and visit soon.
And now we're moving to Jeremy Menard. Jeremy, I love you. Take it away.
Hey everybody, I hope all is well and you're enjoying tonight's presentation. Thanks for tuning in to Just Desserts. While I wish we could all gather together in Emerson Suites with tables and tables of desserts lining the sides, I'm glad we're all still able to gather safely over Zoom and watch on YouTube to celebrate another wonderful year of Ithaca television and radio. We did it! ICTV, WICB, and VIC Radio safely returned to the studios this semester and continued to produce entertaining, creative, and informative content. Thanks to everyone for your hard work, dedication, commitment, energy, and enthusiasm. Good work. And congratulations to this year's ICTV, WICB, and VIC Radio award winners. Bravo to all three stations on a successful year. Also, an important note, all award winners will receive a certificate recognizing their achievement. I'm planning to be on campus and in my office later this week and next week during finals. I'll send an email out letting everyone know when they can stop by. To the graduates, congratulations Ithaca class of 2021. Thanks for all the memories and all that you contributed to the Park School. It's now the point in this evening's program to recognize a standout senior from each station. I'll start with Ithaca College Television. As I think back on my experiences working with this year's ICTV Senior of the Year, a lot of different things come to mind. I think back on countless meetings, conversations, many of which took place over the phone and Zoom. I think back on studio productions, crossing paths in Parks hallways, Teams chats, emails, and I think about the endless energy and enthusiasm this person has for Ithaca College Television and the station's mission to provide valuable hands-on production experience in a supportive learning environment. Simply put, this person loves ICTV, and that person is Stephen Blenner. Something that really sticks out in my mind is the phone conversation Stephen and I had this past summer, just minutes after Ithaca made the announcement that classes were moving fully remote for the fall 2020 semester. I was expecting a deflating, solemn chat, but instead the first thing Stephen said was, "Okay, how can we support shows and help continue to produce weekly episodes?" Despite having producers, cast, and crew members stationed all over the country, Stephen made sure the show still went on. After we finished the phone conversation, he started learning more about OBS, Microsoft Teams, and other applications to keep things going. There was no way the station was going to take a semester off. The plan was to adapt and innovate, and that's exactly what the station did. Every show in production last semester produced at least one episode. How awesome is that? What I admire about Stephen is his ability to think quick, adapt, and find solutions. From his days working audio on Bombers Live to serving as a master control student engineer to leading ICTV through a tough year as station manager, Stephen has proven to be passionate, hardworking, and dedicated. And he's passed along the knowledge he's learned on Park's first floor to others. He loves the station and the people who are part of it. Stephen, this past year has been a tough one. Thanks for helping the station through and assisting in the production of award-winning content. Thanks for all that you've done for ICTV. I'm proud to recognize Stephen Blenner as ICTV's 2021 Senior of the Year. And now on to WICB. This year's Senior of the Year has done just about everything you can as a radio student at Ithaca College. He has served on WICB's executive staff in 3 different roles. He has DJ'd just about every specialty show on the station. He's anchored news and sportscast. He has programmed the station's daily music logs. He's produced on-air promos. He's attended and assisted with promotional events. Over the last 4 years, this year's Senior of the Year has become the face of WICB. I'm talking about Sam Ives. In working with Sam the last 4 years, I've been impressed by his drive, dedication, and more than anything else, his passion for WICB. He loves the station, and over the years has spent more time on the air than anyone else. This includes 10-hour DJing shifts over the summer, covering weekend rhythms, modern rock, and specialty shows over breaks, and often getting up early to host Morning Drive or staying up late for the final shift on a holiday. When a shift opened up, Sam was always quick to say, "I'll take it." I appreciate Sam's commitment to keeping the station on the air and live, and so does the rest of the station's staff and listeners. And much like with Stephen Blenner leading ICTV, Sam thought outside the box in the fall to keep staff members engaged and involved with the station even during the remote semester. Sam helped build WICB's podcast network and made sure programming was updated and sounding great, even with the staff at home and all over the country. Sam, thanks for everything. You should be very proud of all that you accomplished as WICB's station manager. Announcing WICB's 2021 Senior of the Year, Sam Ives. Now for VIC Radio. Something I often say is, student media in the Park School is serious fun. We take it seriously, but also have a ton of fun. No one illustrates this phrase better than this year's VIC Radio Senior of the Year. She's often in the VIC studio, the station's executive staff office, or walking the halls of Park sharing a friendly smile. This semester behind a mask, a cheerful greeting and words of kindness. I'm of course talking about VIC station manager Lily Dearworth. Lily loves VIC and everything about it, the music, the people, the hands-on experience, and the station's annual 50-hour marathon. As station manager, she's worked hard to create a community based on inclusiveness, understanding, and an environment in which anyone who wants to be on the air and be creative can do it. This past year, Lily made herself available to DJs weekly for meetings and assisted in organizing virtual events to encourage staff members to have fun and get to know each other. This has led to several new DJs joining the station and staff members continuing to stay involved. Plus, she hosts her own specialty music show and nearly stayed awake the whole weekend cheering on this year's 50-hour DJs. The following words come to mind when describing Lily: kind, friendly, thoughtful, hardworking, and driven. Lily has continued to grow as a leader. Lily, Thanks for all that you achieved as a member of VIC staff. Your words of kindness written out on Post-it notes will continue to hang in the studio. Congratulations to VIC Radio's 2021 Senior of the Year, Lily Dearworth. And I want to conclude my portion of tonight's presentation with a collection of thank yous. First off, we must recognize all of the hard work that was put forth by members of WICB, VIC, and ICTV's executive staffs to organize Just Desserts. Tonight's video program was edited by Tanner Wegson and Stephen Heckler. Thanks, guys. Also a shout out to Whitney Rosenfeld, Bianca Somerville, Jacqueline Chin, Cami Auerbach, and Sebastian De La Paz, plus the award presenters, station managers Stephen Blenner, Sam Ives, and Lily Dearworth. And our great host, Emma Fruhling, Sevrin Lavenstein, and Carolyn Langer. Thanks! Throughout the school year, WICB, VIC, and ICTV received support and encouragement from several people who are watching the ceremony from home this evening. The Deans of the Park School, Jack Powers, Brian Roberts, Rob Gearhart. Studio manager and my ICTV co-advisor, my right-hand man, Paul Stanion. Thanks for everything, Paul. The Director of Technical Operations, Nigel Martin. Master Control, Studio Tech, DeAndre Somerville. Television and radio engineer, Alan Shelter. Tech Ops staff, Peter Earle, Kevin Thornton, Ryan Berrien, Christian Debergard, and Allison Thomas. Thank you. In addition, thank you to Stacy Hall, Danny Lohman, April Johans, and Anne-Marie Adams, and Parks custodial staff for keeping the studios and workspaces clean. A special thank you to your professors and the faculty who've taught you what you need to know to excel in ICTV and the radio stations. Also, as tonight we recognize another great year of IC Radio and Television, I'd like to announce the names of WICB's community staff members who volunteer their time each and every week and produce wonderful shows for our listeners. Bert Patterson, the host of Sunday Morning Jazz. Victor Rosa, a.k.a. DJ Vic, with Ritmo Latino. Jim Scott, the host of The English Channel. Pete Panic, Blues Progressions. Mike Miller, you know him as DJ Mike Judah, with Reggae Explosions. And Ricky Milton, the host of Looking Back. And a thank you to Lauren Stefanelli, Ithaca's Pegasus Access Coordinator. Wherever you are tuning in tonight, everyone, please give a round of applause for the support, guidance, and advice you've received this year from the people I just named, plus many more. And finally, I want to thank you, the talented and passionate students, for a wonderful year. I applaud the creativity, dedication, and never give up attitude that's been on display this academic year. It's an absolute privilege working with each and every one of you. To the graduating senior class, congrats. Best of luck in all of your future endeavors. Keep in touch. Be sure to stop back and visit Ithaca when you can. And for the returning students, I'm looking forward to continuing to work with you in the fall. Let's keep producing great content and having fun. Wishing continued good health and safety to you, your friends, and family. Be well. Thank you.
The best part of the night is yet to come. Stay tuned for Death Tape after this, where DJ Downtown Dylan Brown will talk about his entire weekend, play-by-play, for 3 minutes. After this, go ahead and join either the radio or ICTV Zoom rooms to watch the beautiful high and low lights from the semester.
And signing off, I'm Sevrin Lavenstein, former 2-week intern at Fox Sports. Before I go, though, if anyone needs a babysitter, please call me. I'm broke.
Just like all of our assignments this year, we wrote this script last night in true pandemic fashion over Zoom. So if it really wasn't that funny, shush. Signing off, I'm Emma Fruhling, ICTV 2017 Freshman of the Year.
Congratulations to all the winners tonight. Hope you enjoyed your desserts and other treats. Signing off, I'm Carolyn Langer, WICB's only DJ who will stay for 6 years.